I am out of my comfort zone now. This is distinctively not a childhood memory. I did not play Stormlord as a kid, to my knowledge. I think in the last couple of years I discovered Stormlord on the Spectrum and found it mildly intriguing at best. But I saw some screenshots of the DOS version, which I didn't know existed. I have to say I'm kind of intrigued. So I want to jump into it and see what this is like. Hewson presents Stormlord. Press fire to start. We shall be using a keyboard, please. Yep. Doing my old left-hander style keys of I, J, K, L as opposed to WASD. So let's do it. Seems a bit bouncy and yeah, actually, you know what? That looks fast. Let's see if we can adjust the cycles. I pressed the FX button. I don't really know. Right, so I pressed the FX button again. I wouldn't say there's much going on sound-wise. But I do know what happens here, notoriously. Yep, a little wolf whistle. Of course. So, jumping's kind of nice. I'm not sure how on earth I'm supposed to get past this thing without... How do I get past that thing? In a way that doesn't involve getting hurt. What a strange choice that was to put that in, but I remember that on... I think I remember that on the Spectrum. Is that possible? Did they have the wolf whistle on the Spectrum? They must have done. It's a bit childish, but I won't pretend I didn't find it sort of funny. Yeah, so I've got the key to open that gate. That's nice. Oh, that's an umbrella. And that's honey. Oh, okay. See, I didn't know that. So you can pick up inventory. Now, if I thought this was some sort of teleporter. It is. I don't know quite what I did to trigger it, but this bird's picked me up and put me here. Now I have a fairy, and I will now be flown back. Looks very nice. Not entirely sure it's the quickest. I see, now that's annoying because I don't want to go back. Doesn't seem like the quickest way to do this transition, and that becomes cumbersome quickly. Yeah, this bird is like, bloody hell, mate, make your mind up. I was like, well, I have made my mind up, pal. I didn't want to do it again. So can I just skip that? Yes. Now, what if I want the umbrella and not the honey? I would love to know how on earth I navigate that. Here's another bird's taxi rank. Oh, we're going this way now. Another key there, mark that. I love games that look like this, I have to say. I'm a real sucker for that sort of fantasy. I wouldn't say horror. I think horror would be a little bit carried away. But I do love the vibe. The atmosphere is fantastic. I do everything. The thunder, the thunderclouds, the lightning. It reminds me actually of I worked with someone once who was worried that they might get struck by thunder, which is just a wonderful line. My suspicion that was that because they said they were worried about being struck by thunder, is that perhaps they had actually already been struck by lightning as a child. Thanks for that. What was the point of that? Collapsing floors and then enemies that are immune. That's great, that is. That makes no sense. I haven't been here because of the key. So I have no idea what's going on. No idea at all. And there we go. He was quite easy to kill once I actually was aiming at him. Now what? Okay. It's all demons in eggs. They kind of constantly respawn. Yes. Oh, good. These doors don't do anything. Okay, it's hardly ghouls and ghosts, but it's still bloody annoying. Like, they're just constantly respawning, and I'm trying to talk about the graphics, but I think this is PC Speaker, isn't it? It's really hard to judge. Because of the childish wolf whistle, I definitely am going to compliment the sound on this game. I'm definitely, that's going to give it an extra mark, because that's wolf whistle is just absurd and hilarious. I guess the controls are good. I don't know. It seems alright. I'm finding this a really pleasant experience, and this is my introduction to the game, really. This is the furthest I've gone in it. I've not played the DOS version. I quite like this. I die a lot, but because it just respawns me where I was, I don't feel too bad about it. Looking at the HUD, the HUD at the bottom, I have no idea what's going on. Not the faintest idea. Not sure how I feel about constant disappearing platforms. I guess they're fine. That's just part of the deal with these sort of games, isn't it? So the controls are really nice. I quite like the jumping. Why was that game over? That was baffling. Land of Fame. Okay, that's just okay. That was really odd. Why was that game over? This is definitely one we need to read the manual. I think probably best I don't linger too much longer on this. Might be something to revisit one day. Yeah, exactly. But I would say that objectively I have no idea what's going on. I don't like that. That's annoying. Like, I don't like that I cannot seem to just get past this ball thing without getting injured. Was that it? Have I done it now? Functionality, it seems to work, but I don't really know what's going on. I kind of would like to. I'd quite like to know what's the point of this, because it doesn't feel just like a typical linear platformer. It feels very dynamic. You can go either way. It feels quite fresh in that sense. So it's got me intrigued, which means that I would have to say, like, longevity-wise, yeah. I feel like this requires further investigation. I imagine it's getting a bit of a kind deal for me because I've never really played it, and its first impression is quite good. But you can tell it's probably quite an infuriating game. I'd like to revisit it one day, but I'm going to have to make my conclusions based on this. I'm going to have to score it based on this. I might adjust my scores at a later date before I do like proper leaderboards and whatnot, but for now I'm going to give this a very positive review and say it's interesting and quite fun to play, but I have no idea what I'm doing.